What is presence? Presence, or being in the moment, or one with the now, is our base state. It is the natural state of everything in the universe. It is a state that we've lost through years of evolution and after the ability to think happened. Thought in itself is not necessarily a bad thing, but our constant state of thinking at almost all moments of the day has caused us to constantly overthink. That leads into things like anxiety, depression, ego, fear, anger, jealousy, and many other unconscious mind patterns. The ability to reset yourself and live in the moment can free you from a lot of negative aspects of life that we experience throughout almost every moment of our lives. What are the benefits of being present? The benefits of being present are endless. Being present or in the moment allows us to focus completely on what we are doing. Have you ever been driving and thinking about something at the same time? Well, most of us do this all the time. We're driving to work or school or to meet up with friends, and at the same time, we're thinking about a situation in our heads. We remember something, usually negative that happened to us at work, like my coworker was so annoying today, and why can't they just, I should have told him to shut up. Why didn't I say that? I mean, I could have just. We replay these negative situations in our head. Meanwhile, we're in a car, one of the most dangerous ways of transportation where so many things can happen at any moment, but we're not focused on the road and the people around us, but we're stuck in our heads in what I call a thought loop. Obviously, this is extremely dangerous to do. We could get into an accident, we could hit someone, we could run a red light. 1 second ago, you jumped in your car, but now you've come to it and boom, you're at your destination. How did that happen? Well, you weren't present. You were not in the moment. If you were in the moment, if you were present, you could see that kid riding on her bike on the side of the road beside you. You would notice that car running the red light. You would be alert and focused and be able to deal better with the 100 different things that could happen at any given second while driving. This, of course, carries into all aspects of our life. It can help us with relationships. Maybe you're too nervous to talk to people or always in your head and scared to be your true self. By being present, this takes you out of your head, away from your anxieties, which, by the way, they manifest from thinking, and into the now, into the moment where you can honestly interact with someone. It can help us with sports and creativity by allowing us to focus on a game or a painting and reach that flow state, which top athletes and creatives always talk about. That's the state where you're completely in the zone. You're not thinking, you're just doing. You're hitting that game winning shot. You're painting that amazing, beautiful painting, and nothing else matters. People like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Roger Federer, Tom Brady, all the top athletes, they talk about achieving this flow state, being in the zone, and that's when they are playing at their absolute peak. It can help us at work. Instead of being sucked into work related drama or stress, you'll be able to complete tasks and blossom business relationships without getting lost in the negativity that is fueled by your continuous thoughts and the thoughts of people around us. Being present is the absolute optimal state, and everyone in this world should aim to learn about it and achieve it. So, how do we become present? Okay, so I know what you're thinking. You get it. Being present is awesome and blah, 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 blah. But, dude, how do we actually become present? Tell us, tell us now. Well, humans have evolved to think. which is one of the ways we differ from animals. Animals are unable to think about things in the past or the future. Somewhere along the line of our evolution, thinking, which was originally an amazing thing and still can be, turned from allowing us to live much easier lives in this harsh world by developing tools, creating fire, building houses, cooking, and strategizing hunts, and numerous other technologies. All of that was great. The human race flourished from our cave dwelling ancestors to mostly civilized communities. But as we evolved, so did our thinking and our overthinking. At first, we may have only used thought to create or invent or to add to survival, but somewhere along the line, we started to think too much. And somehow we lost our way. Instead of keeping the beauty and stillness of the moment along with thought that we could use as a tool, we almost moved completely to overthinking and lost being present. This is where things like anxiety, ego, jealousy, spite, vengeance, and all the other negative aspects of humans arise from. Now we only experience presence in an extremely tiny and fleeting doses. Maybe you've felt it while being in nature or looking at a beautiful flower or tree. Maybe that time you were in the Bahamas in the warm white sand, looking out into the beautiful blue ocean, you felt at peace. You weren't thinking about that deadline at work or the fight you had with your sister. Those are all glimpses of presence. People love animals having a cat or a dog because you just watch them and they're living in the moment. They are just there reacting to what is happening in front of them. And we have lost that. So now you're saying, enough, man, we get it. Thinking is bad, bro. Marlo, tell me how to be present right now. Well, here it is. There are some ways I've learned how to create presence inside of us. All of them are from the teachings of Eckhart Tolle. On a side note, please go check out his books and his teachings. He's the master. The first way is through a conscious breath. This is the quickest and easiest way to create presence inside yourself. Simply take a deep breath in and hold it. When you take the breath in, focus on the breath. Focus on the air rushing into your lungs and expanding your lungs, and then slowly release that breath. Focus on the air pushing out of your lungs. Feel the air. That's it. That's the first way. And you can try it right now. Let's do it right now. That's it. You might feel warmth in your body. You might feel like you're focusing here and now. This is a quick way to bring yourself into the moment in your stressed out environment at work or wherever you are. It's the quickest and easiest way. The second way is more in depth, but you can do it at any time. It's to use your senses. In any given moment of our life, things are happening all around us. We've just tuned these things out because they are so frequent. When you use your senses, it pulls you back into what's happening in front of you and out of your head. What do you see? Focus on tiny details. Maybe you're at work and you're looking at a computer screen. Maybe you're typing something. Focus on the words you're typing. Focus on the tiny cursor blinking on your screen. Maybe you're outside and it's raining. Watch the raindrops. Look at the puddle on the street. See the reflections. Focus on anything around you. You can even focus on a person, someone walking by, and notice them. Really just notice that person. What do you hear? Maybe you hear some birds singing outside your window or the fridge buzzing in the background. Maybe you can hear yourself typing on a keyboard or clicking a mouse. Maybe a car is whizzing by or a plane is flying overhead. Focus on those sounds, on the sounds around you. What can you smell? Fresh coffee being brewed, or steak being cooked, or your sandwich as you take it out of the bag. Maybe you smell dew on the grass or the scent of a flower. Focus on those smells. What can you touch? The feel of your fingers clanking on a keyboard or pressing on your phone. The leather of your steering wheel when you change gears. Maybe just the feel of your cotton shirt. Focus in on that touch. These are just a few ways that I've learned how to bring myself into the moment. And they're simple. You can do them at any time because there's always things around you to use. Look at the tiny details. We always block out these tiny details. Rain falling down your window. The dust floating through the air. When you focus in on the things around you, it brings you into the present. If you're playing basketball on the court, focus in on your defender, on the sounds of the squeaks of the basketball shoes, the bouncing of the ball, the swish of the net. These things can bring you into the zone. Just start trying these things. Next time you feel lost in thought, in your head and away from reality, you can come back by using these tools, and it brings you into the present moment. And I just want to let you know these things, they take practice. It's not about watching this video and trying it once and saying, I got it, bro. I'm done. It takes time. It's almost like training in the gym. At first, you'll probably be weak. You'll fumble around trying to curl 15-pound dumbbells, and you're failing, and your arms are killing, and people are looking at you, and you think you're weak, and you're never going to get bigger. But a week from now, you'll feel something in your arms, and you'll be like, is that a little muscle? A month later, you'll look in the mirror, and you're like, wait, I see some definition. 6 months, boom, people are noticing, right? So it takes time, and you have to keep at it. You can't just do it once and think, well, I'm present. I got it, buddy. No, this is something you have to do every day. And this is what it's like to relearn presence. At first, you might think it's dumb, that you can't stop thinking, that you don't want to stop thinking. Why would I stop thinking? I love thinking. But you'll notice that even if you think good thoughts all the time, people say, let's just be positive. You will notice that after a while, your thoughts will turn negative, and you will get into something I call a negative thought loop. That's when you're thinking about a time or a situation or something that hasn't even happened yet in the future that you don't want to do or that's going to turn out bad. And that's where we get lost. If you keep trying every day, just a moment here, a moment there, you'll soon understand why being present is so beneficial, not only to your life, but to the people around us, the people that we come in contact with every day. Your presence can calm situations and help others just by being in the moment. I believe if this was taught to kids at school, we might see a totally different world, a world with less hatred, less violence, and less pain. Presence takes us away from the past and away from the future and puts us into reality. The only reality is right now. When we get stuck in the past, it's usually because something negative or bad happened, and we replay that pain over and over in our heads. It creates illnesses not only in our mind, but in our body. When we're constantly thinking about the future, we can create massive egoic and delusional thoughts. Thoughts that spur hatred and jealousy and anxieties. When we are present and in the moment, we are here. We're not confined or trapped in our past self the self that did something bad that one time or was wronged by that person. We're not trapped in some future self that only wants more, 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 and is never happy with the now. Because in the future, you're going to be a millionaire and everyone will love you. The problem with that is that the future never comes and you're never satisfied and you're never happy with the now and you're constantly thinking about bigger and better things. It's okay to set goals. It's okay to want to grow. But if you're constantly stuck in the past or the future, you never have a chance to be happy with what is going on right now. Living in the past and in the future are what we all do almost all of the time. And our world and our lives have suffered massively. But when you look in the mirror and you decide to take control of your life and your state, you have begun the transformation into the present moment. And for that, I am so grateful.